and we've got the futures cheap now, bro. It's been a long time since we chatted, hadn't it?
It has been, buddy. You hear me all right, man? It's
Yeah,
man,
I hear you
boy,
just fine,
your
man.
production, everything you're doing is just amazing. I was sitting there just watching it, going, incredible, man. I love watching you guys. And we're gonna spit some serious alpha here. I'm glad to hear that you got a liquidity provider. I do a lot of liquidity providing myself, so it'll be interesting to hear his take. But of course, I want to talk on PulseDoge coin, which is I don't know if is it Briss. I don't know if you're aware of the PulseDoge coin at all.
Yeah, I know a little bit about it.
Because I think it's important, because I think we can agree I think we're all Hexicans on this channel, right, Brandon?
Yeah, mostly Hexicans, I would say. Yep.
And I don't know what you've already told your people. I mean, there was a great interview with the founder, with Matty Allen, and with David Federer. And David looked at the code. We've had a couple devs look at the code, and it's safe to claim. So if you have stakes with Hex, if you want a bunch of free money, I mean, right now, if you were showing the bubbles earlier, pull up the bubble for Pulse Dogecoin. It was up, I think, 70% today.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up so we can take a look. Very interesting here. Pulse Doge.
A lot of friends who've gotten a lot of free money from this Pulse Doge coin today.
And that's I think there's been some FUD in the community, and it's like, hey guys, this project, it's an airdrop for Hexican stakers. It's fair to everyone. And ultimately, what we want to do with this project, everyone that's behind this project is a Hexican. This is something we're trying to tap into, the millions of people that are in Shiba Inu and that are in Doge and all this crap. We want to bring them into Hex as the ultimate goal. So if you're a Hexican, let's take your free claim and let's go forward with this. We don't want to take from Hex. We want to contribute to Hex. What do we got, Brandon?
Yeah, that's just kind of what we're looking at here. On the day, it's up about 153%, I believe. So I found that very interesting. You'd reached out to me earlier in the day, and we were kind of talking about it too. So what is this all about? Like, who's involved? Who's the founder? Like, what do we know about this?
The founder is a Hexican. He's anonymous. He's a brilliant dev. He made this project. I mean, he basically just gave away a whole bunch of money to the Hex community. It launched at $1, and he just matched it up with his own money, and he airdropped it to everybody that has a stake with Hex, and it's a fair launch. So the whales get a smaller amount of it, and then you have the dolphins or the sharks and the dolphins. So the majority actually goes to like the squids and the turtles and the people that are smaller in Hex. It's a fair launch. Go to PulseDoge.com or PulseDogeCoin.com. PulseDoge.com reroutes to PulseDogeCoin.com, and you'll see all the breakdown of it. It's a fair launch. You can become a whale right now. It's not like these other projects where you're going to have trillions and trillions and trillions of supply or quadrillions. There's probably going to be a final supply. It's set, if everybody claims, it's going to be around 12 million if everybody claims. But look at Hedron. You only had about 20% of people claim. So it's anticipated the final supply is probably going to be around 4 or 5 million. It's just over 3 million right now. And I don't know how many people have claimed, but people that have claimed and actually held it is just under 9,000 right now. 9,000 people. It's growing tremendously. We got listed on CoinGecko. We're on Uniswap. We're getting price data on MetaMask. It's going after these meme markets, and then ultimately you get it now. You're getting in before Pulse Chain. When the Pulse Chain forks happen, of course, it's an ERC20, so you're going to have it on the Ethereum side. You're going to have it on the Pulse side. As Richard Hart has said, the best thing you can possibly do is you can pair the LP, which he's going to tell you all about liquidity providing, pair the Ethereum side with the Pulse side. There's very little impermanent loss to worry about if you take the two sides, especially the free money from the one side. And like Brandon said, it's what are we at right now? 350, 360, somewhere in there.
357, yeah.
Look on chain. Look on chain. The people involved with this project, if anything, take your free money and just hang on to it. Because we're looking to go to 69,420. That's the number we're looking at with the scarcity factor. That's going to happen. If you look at the wallets that are involved right now, these are major, 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 brilliant Hexicans, huge wallets. These people have tens of thousands of T-shares. They're very committed to this project. You can see it on chain today. You had the whales take over. And then after they pumped this price like crazy to buy up from all the paper lettuce hand plebs, they sat there and slammed down a couple $100,000 in liquidity, a band right on the freaking Uniswap. These guys know what they're doing, and they want all of the PLSD. They want all of it because they know where it's going. These people have a plan. I mean, pull up some of the stake for some of the wallets that are involved. These guys are sharp. There are some very, 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 very sharp people involved with this project.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you talking about that. Now you're using the term we. Are you involved in the project as well? Are you an admin, or what's your role?
I'm an admin in there's a Telegram chat. I think it's a great project. I think it's great. I'm a huge Hex skin, as you know, Rags. I love the Hex community. It's amazing. I think this is great to tap into the meme markets. I've been very active on Twitter at Steven Brocker. You can see all the stuff I've been posting on Twitter. If you go to the website, PulseDoge.com, you'll see he has a Telegram link in there. I am one of the admins for the Telegram link. I think we're getting up close to almost 500 members now. Remember, we just launched 2 weeks ago. So this thing is really catching steam fast. I think we were the most active, the number one on the one of the dev tools sites. I mean, it's gaining steam fast. People are starting to ask questions, and of course, nothing does it like price action. We know this with Hex. I mean, it's very simple. You look at the chart. This thing is going to just keep going higher, and you got to just hang on to it, ladies and gentlemen. And he's going to talk about the liquidity providing opportunities where you can match your free copy. This is the time. And even a lot of people, if you sold, it's all right. I've seen people on chain that sold and they're buying back later. It's fine. You're still so early. You have a free gift. There's thousands. There's so much money right now. I mean, just take advantage of it. I see some people on Twitter, and it's like, oh yeah, it's like it's a scam. It's like nobody's asking you for a sacrifice. It's like, hey, here's free. Here's thousands of dollars. Maybe it'll be tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars down the road. Take your free gift and just don't do anything with it. Just be happy with it, because there is no other project in crypto. I don't care if it's liquid loans. I don't care if any of these projects, they're not giving you free money. If you can name another one, go ahead and name it for me, because
Hedron.
Which one?
Hedron
did, and that's the thing. And they're going to continue to give you free money. So if you get billions of it every month, like I do, billions of it, I just get billions. So what do you do when you get billions of something for free?
The problem is that the Hedron doesn't ever stop coming. Therefore,
you're going to have, what's the ultimate supply? 100 trillion. And I mean, it's a great project. Don't get me wrong. I got a lot of HSI stakes, but I'm locked in at a 10x bonus, 1,000 Hedron a day per T-share. I honestly, guys, I get billions every month. What do you think I can do with those? Billions. And there's guys, there's sharks, they get a lot more. There's whales. We saw Richard Hart himself dump it with the OA. And then he's like, oh yeah, and then he paired it. I mean, you can see it on chain. And don't get me wrong, I love Hedron. I think it's an amazing project. We've seen some of those HSI stakes sell on OpenSea. I think we just saw one sell for a couple $100,000. I think it was a record. You have to correct me. I think it just happened past couple days. So there is value. And I mean, I think the Hedron, maybe 5 years or 10 years, as the T-shares get more scarce and those bonuses run out and whatnot. But gosh, there's so much. It's like made to sell.
So what do you think is going to happen after the fork with PLSD? What are you guys thinking about that?
I don't know. You can pair, like I said, you can pair the LP. I think probably, I mean, the Pulse sides, it's a total unknown, but I mean, without the transaction fees, it could go absolutely nuts. I really think the play is to get it now, and then to, when the fork happens, to bring it in and pair the LP and then get that incentive token. I mean, everybody's been using the test net. I don't know if the incentive token is going to be like it was on the test net, but gosh darn, I hope it's a tenth of that price or a hundredth of that price.
So yeah, so that's very, so 69,420 is what you said. Now, is that just some number you grabbed out of the air, or is that due to a calculation, or what are you thinking about that?
With Elon Musk. I mean, let's just back up and realize that the Doge King is now the CEO of Twitter, a social media thing, and that's why you're seeing Doge pop, the actual Dogecoin. And so this is something that tapped into that. Dogecoin, I did a video on it on my channel. Every single minute for the rest of time, because that's a fork of Litecoin, which is a fork of Bitcoin. Every minute for the rest of time, you print 10,000 more Dogecoins every minute. The supply is just going like this. I mean, it's stupid. It's a meme coin. It's a joke. But but if you look at their Twitter, they've got millions of people in the Dogecoin Twitter, and the Shiba Inu, same thing. Because people have no concept. You have a truly scarce, one of a kind, actual scarce meme here, and it's an introduction to Pulse, to Hex, and the community is growing because people like these things. I mean,
it's probably going to be about 10 times more scarce than Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is already very, very scarce.
Yes. Yeah.
If here's what I talked this morning on stream. I do a live in the mornings, and I said, listen, you have to communicate with people how they want to be communicated with. And a lot of crypto at large, that's how they want to be. They enjoy this type of thing. They enjoy the meme coins. They enjoy the community coins, etc. I have no problem with that. Now, I will say this. In the beginning, when PulseDoge was coming out here, it wasn't about me not wanting to back it. It was that I didn't have enough information to risk, right? So the only thing that kind of frustrates me about PulseDoge and some of the Twitter stuff that's coming out, it's like, you know, the developer, the owner, the founder is getting upset with some people for doubting it. But I didn't have enough money or enough knowledge to make a good decision about it. Now, it happened after about 2 or 3 days. Aside from all of that, I completely love the project, and I completely 1,000,000% agree with that. This is going to be a really good opportunity to onboard people who want to be a part of that type of thing. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, and you're right that there was an unknown. It came out of nowhere for me too. It almost was like, you know, something to announce on 420, and I was like, what is this? And you start looking into it. I mean, I have a lot of different accounts. I had like several thousand of these things to claim. And then I was like, oh, like, okay, like, but I'm looking at the dollar and I'm going, what in the heck's going on? Then I started looking at the project and realizing the fair distribution of it. Like I said, PulseDoge.com, you can see it's really brilliant. He's taken like the Hedron, where you have these sharks and whales that can dump trillions. And he said, no, we're not going to do that. And he's distributed it fairly to everyone. If you want to be a whale on this project, you need to invest. And right now, you can still become a whale for a small amount of money. And you're seeing the people that want to become a whale, they're putting their money where their mouth is, and they're committed to it. They're not just getting something for free that they can just dump. But you're right, Brandon. I mean, there was no real audit. And I'll tell you, but since then, devs have looked at it, and I've had many tell me they're very, very
absolutely. At this point, it's checked. It's good to go at this point.
Yeah.
So I love it. I love the idea. We have to appeal to a lot of different types of people out there to ultimately get them into what we have going on, to be able to teach them and re-educate them about crypto.
It's a different angle. It's a different angle. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's something for the Hex, Richard Hart ecosystems for Pulse. And it's just to tap into these millions of people. That's really the key. I mean, and the people that are involved, if you look at some of the wallets that are involved, these people have stakes in planning, looking out a decades. That's how these people think. They're thinking about their own interest in Hex and in Richard Hart ecosystems, and they're thinking about bringing in more and more and more a decade from now. And that's where they're at with this. It's going, wait a second, all these people, these millions and millions of people, like this is a way to get to them. And it's brilliant. When you look into it, it's brilliant. The founder is very, very brilliant. And
I feel like this coin, it appeals to the new investor who wants to invest but doesn't want to be taken seriously.
Well, you go down the street, and you say, hey,
I want to make money, but I don't want to be taken too seriously. You got anything like that?
If you go down the street, how many times have you been to the grocery store or something? Crypto's popping, and it's like, oh yeah, hey, they've heard Bitcoin before. Most people heard Bitcoin. Everybody's heard Dogecoin. Everybody's heard Dogecoin. Everybody's buying Dogecoin. I got a few thousand subscribers. Everybody and their mom reaches out and asks me about Dogecoin, on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's the big draw. Maybe a few of them have heard of Ethereum, but then after that, it's kind of nothing. I mean, we're so early in all this stuff. I mean, we're like light years ahead. And but Doge, it's that they go Dogecoin, and then they see a PulseDoge, and we're just in the community. We're starting kind of the Staker League, and we're starting to work on. There's some socks. You have to go to join the Telegram, guys and gals. If you're watching the stream, PulseDoge.com, bottom of the page, you'll see the link for the Telegram. Get in the Telegram. There's a thing. There's some like socks that they're going to sell, and they're going to make like NFTs from it. And right now they're advertising it as one sock per one T-shirt. It's anything to spread the virality of it. Same thing we're doing with Hex. But you start going down the rabbit hole, like Richard Hart says. Look at the certificate of deposit and with Hex on the blockchain, making that argument, and then look how much bigger the Pulse chats are now. It's huge. It's blowing up because everybody knows Ethereum, but this is just in blockchain. We're going after now the normal person. So we need to go out to these mean people that, oh, Dogecoin, yeah, the fun, we know about that. Elon Musk, he talks about it. It's got 100 million followers. Oh, yeah, the Doge. Oh, wait, PulseDoge. What is this? This is new, and it's got a cute, cuddly little dog with it. And it's, wow, why is it worth so much money? You try to get one, you're going to 69,420, because that's what the joke was from Elon Musk, I guess. It was going to go to 69,420 because for whatever.
Yeah, a lot of these people don't realize, like when you do the research on Dogecoin, it was literally, I think it was actually a fork of Lucky Coin, then Litecoin, then Bitcoin. And it was literally created to not have massive amounts of price appreciation. It was actually created to be a currency, to be a means of exchange. So, and like you said, there's a lot of people that are in that coin that have no idea that was actually why it was created.
I feel like when he was programming it, he said, "Lol, enter."
No, like quite literally, that's what he says. That's what they said. We don't want this to be a store of value. We want to be this as an medium of exchange.
What's funny is what you were saying earlier about the economics and they've printed so much money in the Fed. Dogecoin, even though they're printing 10,000 every minute for infinity, that's still 1,000 times less than the central banks around the world are printing. Which is
I know. That's the sad part.
It's
right?
it's ridiculous. What's the biggest shit coin out there? U.S. dollar, the fiat currencies. Well,
and I just wanted to highlight this comment because it's very special to me. Thank you. Arrived at work. Thanks, Rags, for wasting 45 minutes of my life. All this chat about Doge. I'm going to go swap Hex for Doge. That's exactly what we wanted you to do, right, guys?
PulseDoge, man. PulseDoge.com. You won't be sorry. And the thing is, I don't want to encourage a lot of people, Hex to Doge, but if you take 0.0001% of Hex and you put it in Doge, PulseDoge, we're looking at it like a $6 million, $9 million market cap. I mean, it's so small, and the price you accelerate. You don't even have to put anything in it. You can get it for free, but that little tiny bit will get 1,000-time return, and then ultimately it'll come back and lead to 100x back into Hex down the road. That's how you look at it. Right now, you put the guys that you're seeing, the whales. These guys are sharks, man. These guys are huge. They have tens of thousands of T-shares. They're taking, it may seem like a lot of money to us peons. They throw around $250,000 $1 million like it's nothing. These guys are taking that little tiny portion and they're putting it in, and they're dominating. They're absolutely dominating. I mean, the number one wallet has almost 200,000 PLSD. Number two wallet also getting close to 200,000 of a supply of maybe 4 million, 5 million. These guys are setting the monetary policy forever, and they want to see that 69,420 become reality. And then later on, you're going to see it come back around, back into hex. That's what we want.
Well, I'm a huge proponent of people that put their money where their mouth is and build projects that are going to be used on Pulse Chain to liven and color the ecosystem. So I do appreciate that. Regardless of what happened in the beginning, we've moved past that. We've verified that it's a solid project, and it's also a tool that can onboard people who are used to this type of thing. And then once they get in here, we get a hold of them. Hopefully we can educate them more and get them more fired up about crypto.
And on top of all that, it's free.
Yeah.
It's free.
Free. Easy
I
day.
see these guys claim, and they sit there and complain. It's like, dude, how do you complain? Is free the worst 4-letter word now? We're complaining about free? It's like, what did it ever do to you? They gave you go claim, you get a couple hundred of these things. I mean, you get a couple hundred, even if you get 25 at $3, that's $100. You do it when the ETH fees are low, it might cost you $10 to claim. I mean, it's free.
At this point, there's no excuse not to do it unless you're just diametrically ethically opposed to it. But
yeah, I mean, hey, if you don't want money, you can reach out to me. You can send me yours if you want. I'll take it off your hand. It's fine. I have diamond hands, guys. Look at my my Twitter profile picture. I got massive diamond hands. I can take care of it for you.
Yep. Well, listen, man, I really, really appreciate you coming on, bro.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Remember PulseDoge.com. I'm going to listen outside here. I'll hear you guys on liquidity providing. Should be good stuff.
Yeah. Just put it in the chat there too, if you'd like, and we'll go from there. Thank you so much, brother. And we'll chat soon, buddy.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
All right. Thanks.